We have another caller right now.
Make sure it's on a speaker and have it near your phone right there.
Wait, hold up. Hello, you are on the air. Welcome to the Ballz and Sackz podcast.
Ballz and Sackz.
Oh, let's fucking go. So, Bradley, right?
The sex trafficking legend sadly died on Route 9.
Well, the first time I met Bradley, you see, I caught him in a preschool at after hours. I was actually the security guard, believe it or not. But, he was, trying to snatch some children. So I was like, hey, sir, that's illegal. What are you doing in here? And, he replied, he's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm like, it's not that simple. So, fast forward a couple years, I'm in class with him, right? Fucking geography and shit. You know, learning the maps and whatnot. And, there's a few retards in the class. I mean, what do you expect? I was in the class, Bradley was in the class. But, I look over one day, and this man's just cutting someone's hair. Snipping it right off. They don't even know. He's like a fucking ninja. And, one day, he was watching My Strange Addictions, and he came to this revelation. And he told me about it. He was like, you know what? Cutting hair might not be the greatest thing. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird. He, you know what this man said? He said, cutting hair isn't the weirdest thing I do. I have 2 bags of hair under my sink. I'm like, what the fuck? And he said, yeah, one of them isn't mine. I'm like, oh my goodness. When did you meet the legend of sex trafficking?
My first run-in with the sex trafficking legend of Keene sprouted out in I would believe sophomore year. I met him in a gym. He was taking a shit in someone's pants, and then proceeded to leave them on the ground, leaving them behind. And I ended up picking them up and washing them. Sadly, I never knew that he shit in them. I still own those pants to this day.
I think I know which ones you're talking about.
Yes, orange camo pants.
Oh, yeah.
The next time I ran into Little Brad, aka Bradley Hamel, was at Jesus, also known as Cooper's house. We were in his backyard, and he was walking through a frozen pond. Just decided to walk through it. Ice wasn't thick enough to, hold him, so he fell through, and he proceeded to walk through the entire pond.
That's, wasn't that during his Wiz Khalifa phase?
Yes, his Wiz Khalifa and Little Peep outburst.
So around this time period, this era of tribal history,
Yes.
he was actually, every time we'd allow him access to any form of electronics with internet access, he would first log into a fake account and start harassing women, specifically underage women around the age of 13 to 12, which it's kind of illegal for his age now. But also what he'd do is he'd go on to whoever's Netflix, whatever phone, whoever owns its Netflix, and proceed to watch Mac and Devin go to high school every time without failure. And I have a few stories about Bradley in the KHS cafeteria.
Would you care to go in to these stories of Lil Brad?
Oh, yeah. So, his arch nemesis, the antagonist of his life, Megan Frazier. You might know of her, right?
Yes, we have had many comments about Megan Frazier on the podcast already.
Well, many people don't know his origin story of how, Bradley's origin story of how him and Megan became arch nemesis, or whatever the word is. So, freshman year, he was going around, he must have thought she was hot or something, because he was going around being like, hey, I fucked Megan Frazier, and word got around, and she heard about it. So she went up to him and proceeded to scream and yell at him and slap him. Then his what do you call it? His infatuation with Aaron Fraser started, where he first started making comments about Megan's deceased brother. May he rest in peace. But he died that same year, so it was a pretty bad thing to be going around saying.
Yep.
And this went on for at least 3 years until he moved to Concord. But he'd just go around being like, hey, I fucked Megan, or fuck Aaron Fraser, stuff like that, you know. And actually, his last year in Keene, I orchestrated a whole fucking drama thing around Bradley and Megan. I was feeding information to both sides. Everyone might get a little pissed about that, but it's fucking hilarious. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But I'd just tell them, I'd tell each side like what's going on and feed them some bullshit. And one day this actually got some results when I told Avery to tell Megan that Bradley said he was gonna piss on her brother's grave. So you've heard about this, Peyton. I don't know about
Yes, I have heard about this story exactly how you were telling it.
And at lunch that same day, fucking Megan went up to Bradley and slapped him in the face. And then they went to the office, and I heard about it the next period when Brad got back to class. And I was like, hey, Brad, what happened? I knew exactly what happened, but, you know, I gotta play the part and act like I didn't know what happened. Yep. So I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, Megan Fraser said some shit about her brother or something. They figured out something. And I was like, that's crazy. How could that happen?
And obviously Bradley believed you and told you the story.
Oh, yeah. He was very angry. I think I told him about a year after, and he's like, oh, I knew it. But he didn't know it.
No clue. No clue in sight.
He's a little retard. And also, can we talk about Brad's drug infatuation? Oh, actually, it's a really good story. So we used to be friends with this kid, Brian Kerber. He's an interesting character himself. He went from redneck to hype beast to redneck to hype beast, and now back to redneck. But we were friends with him around his first hype beast phase and to his second redneck phase around freshman to sophomore year. And we used to go over to Brian's house a lot over in Chesterfield because Bradley also lived there. And one day, this is Halloween actually, this is one of these stories. Another story is from before this time, but we were just going around. Brad had clout goggles on. I don't know what Halloween character he was playing. I think he was just playing himself, the child predator, you know, in the flesh. Fucking, but he'd just go around.
The
you know,
Predator. I think might have just been the Predator.
ZZ by Kodak Black actually dropped like that day. We were fucking blasting that shit. I have a few clips from that on my snap I could send over at some point, but.
All right, we would love to have those, just for fillers in on the story.
Oh yeah, but I'm looking for that right now, but he was going around just like talking to little kids, like 10-year-olds. Like I don't know why, it was kind of weird actually. You know, quick side note, when the freaking rapper legend himself died, he was dating an underage girl, which is illegal in I think New Hampshire and almost every state actually.
Yes.
Because of a 3-year
deficit
age gap, you know. but he's dating a little 15-year-old fat bitch, and he's 18, right? That's illegal. But back to the story I was talking about before that, actually. So when Brad first started his nicotine addiction, he went around just chiefing everyone's nick, begging for nick, you know? And he ended up buying, I think it was a Breeze 2, a gold Breeze 2, and it was kind of broken. I don't think you were in Keene around then, Peyton.
I don't think so, no.
So he got that, and eventually after, I think a week, his mom kind of got a hint that he had some nick because he was just chiefing it in his room, so it smelled it up, right? And she told the school, and Bradley got caught. And instead of, when they asked, where did you get it, instead of being like, oh, I found it, I picked it up or some shit, because it looked fucked up, so they could have believed that. Instead of doing that, he ratted on him, and that's how Brian and Brad's beef started, which is a whole nother story. But transitioning into that, they had a little feud that I also tried to orchestrate, but neither of them would really fight, or at least Bradley would. They were just going buck wild, you know.
Do you have any stories of Bradley and famously known Johnny Ward?
Oh, I actually do. So one day, I was shit-talking Brad because he was on some bullshit, and I was like, you're fucking autistic, buddy. You're retarded. And instead of just manning up and doing the ones, he went and got his friend Johnny, and a bunch of random faggots started texting me about calling this kid autistic. Who gives a shit? Because I sure don't. I came to school, I went in the bathroom, and these kids came in, and they were all fucking pressed. Johnny tried confronting me, and I was like, I don't give a shit. And then Brad, apparently, because Johnny, his dad died in a very tragic accident on a motorcycle. I think it slammed into a semi-truck or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but Bradley told him that I was fucking joking about that, right? With no evidence. So I was like, nah, actually Bradley was talking shit about that to him. And he didn't believe me, so I was just like, alright, well, fuck you both. And Johnny was trying to scare me, whatever, being like, he's gonna do this and that. So I was just talking shit to them, and Johnny tried fucking talking. He was like, this and that, and then he was leaving, and he's like, don't talk about it. I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like, what'd you say? I'm like, I said, yeah, sure. And he's like, oh, you better not say it again. And Bradley was fucking shaking like a little bitch. Thank the Lord for that snowstorm that took him out. But that's one little story right there. There's definitely more. I just gotta think of it while I'm looking for this picture.
All right.
You guys have any stories about him?
Well, we already have told a decent amount of stories on the podcast.
I actually have one story about Brad, because I've actually known Brad since middle school, but I've never hung out with him or anything before. But I remember hearing some really fucked up shit about Brad in middle school, because even back then he was as fucking crazy as he was,
With his mohawk.
before he died. Yeah, he had a mohawk in 6th grade or so, and, even 7th grade a little bit as well. But then 8th grade rolled around, and then there's rumors going around about how he his cat, and I'm just, I shit you not, this was real. People were literally saying shit about how Bradley his cat.
PETA, don't get on us. This is not us. B-Rad Hamel is currently in a casket, so there's no reason for you to get mad.
No more cats will be harmed as long as Brad is dead.